Attention! Practice 1 meter social distancing while traveling on board public transport. Together, we break the COVID-19 chain.
You didn't tell me where are we going today and what are we doing today?
We've been in quarantine for almost 90 days now. And the government just announced that after today, we're going to have a more loose quarantine, which means that we are allowed to have interstate travel, we can go for local holidays. So I wonder now how KL City looks like with the post-quarantine. How the new normal has affected our life, our economy, or are we still the same unhygienic human beings we are that take things for granted? So I'm taking my camera, I'm going to KLCC, I'm going to take photos. And Alicia, I've gotten you a mirrorless camera, a really small one, a cute one. It's a Canon M5. And I want you to take photos, just like what I do, and document how you perceive the new normal is.
Wow.
Have you used a camera before?
No.
Good. So whatever questions that you have, you can ask me, and that will be the tutorial for today's episode.
Wait, where's the... How do I turn on this?
Action!
Tell me, what were you doing the whole of April and May when we were like fully at home, not allowed to go out?
I do gardening. Lots of gardening.
In your house?
Yes.
Are you getting any jobs since April?
No. Zero.
Zero.
How do you spend your MCO then? You looked really, really busy.
To be honest, we all worked. There's about 12 or 13 of us in the company. So there are actually 4 things that Beyond Photography does. The first one is that we make and produce commercial ads. And then we have these photography classes, we call them the real life classes. And then we have e-learning courses that we produce. That's about 20% of our business. And then we make tutorials on YouTube channel. And we make money from the AdSense. Not a lot, but it keeps us going. So when the quarantine happened, we know no one's going to be able to shoot ads. And we know that no one can turn up for classes.
Yeah.
So that means 70% of the income is gone. So I've got a burden of turning the 30% of the revenue that we have left so that we are still able to pay all our employees' salary. So we realized that thank God we started with this YouTube channel and we got this e-learning platform going for many years now. I think it's been like 4 years. So we put a lot of effort. We set everybody to work from home. And thank God we managed to pay everybody's salary and expenses and all that. That was a blessing that we managed to able to do that. So we are grateful that we got a lot of learners and viewers and photography enthusiasts from all over the world subscribing to something we call the premium courses. So we did that a lot. In fact, April is one of the most memorable time of my life where if you set your mind to it, you can really do a lot. So how are you doing with this camera now?
How?
You haven't taken a shot. Let's go.
I couldn't focus.
You couldn't focus, right? Now don't worry about that. I want to teach you something about composing first. How you tell a story. What is the story that you get when you get a cab like that? So I've got a taxi here that is facing tough competition from Grab. And there's not many people here, as you can see. This is one of the busiest streets there are in Malaysia. Isn't it? Look at it now.
Yeah.
So he's parked there waiting for a customer. He's got his door open. So we want to show that he's been waiting. Right? That's the story I want to tell. That business is a bit tough. I'm going to go low angle so that you can see that it's lonely cab with the door open waiting for passenger to come in. This is perfect exposure, very sharp and all. But it looks like it's just a car, right? There's no empty space. When you don't have empty space, you can't show that it's lonely. So to depict lonely in photography, you got to have the car smaller. So let's see whether, that's a good one, right? But then again, you made one mistake of putting the car in the middle. You notice this? So in photography, we don't like to do that. We don't like to put the center of attention in the middle. You know why?
Why?
Because you got your eyes in the middle of your head. So everywhere you turn, you'll be looking at things straight. So whatever that you've always been seeing is gonna be too normal, right? Example, if you look at the cameraman now, my director now, you look at him in the middle.
Yeah.
So one of the nicest way to do is to put your subject not in the middle, but somewhere about here. So they call this rule the rule of thirds, okay? But since the car is small, you can put the car somewhere here. So this is distracting. Tell me why. Because you've got a van here,
Yeah.
you've got the red car in the middle, which
Yeah.
is very normal, and then you got another car. So the viewers are now asking, which one should I look at? So the first thing you got to improve is don't lift up your camera too high. That's going to make things look normal. So you see, the lower I get with the angle, so this is where it's good to have a flip screen. So you notice that I zoom in and out, I can adjust how the angle that I want.
Ah.
Right, you see how beautiful that is already?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure it's level. Tap on here, that allows me to focus. So I can now zoom and unzoom how much I want. Get it all level. Tap it again, that's to focus. And then take a shot. So you notice that it's so low angle now. See, almost everybody is wearing masks, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's cool about you that I noticed? You don't touch your mask. You don't like take it out halfway. You know, it's kind of annoying to see people wearing masks and then they're like, oh, I can't breathe, and they're touching themselves. So half the times I think the infection comes from your hands, right? See, there you go, it's touching his mask. I like to see how Petaling Street looks like now. You don't have to shoot everything and anything that you see. That's not photography. That is just like, that means nothing. So I'm gonna take a photo to show that this is half as glorious as how it used to be. The stores are empty,
Yep.
right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go down a little bit. I'm gonna take a lonely shot of this in black and white. That's in black and white. So we're gonna give it a bit of space. Get a habit of always looking behind, right? See, this is Asia, this is Malaysia. You know this is a one-way street. Not true, they come from there too. What did I tell you, right? What did I tell you? It's a one-way street.
There's no rules during
That's-
MCO.
Okay, so this is how mine looks like. See how empty and lonely this is? It's in black and white. So you notice that our Anne is pretty lonely and not doing anything. Brother, can take photo? Thank you. Okay, here's the thing. I want you to shoot him not having a customer. Isn't it? He's sitting there looking at his phone. So you gotta shoot him. Remember I taught you rule of third? So it's gonna be at the left-hand side and there's space there with no customer. Shoot that to show how big the difference is.
It's very, very dark.
Right. That shows that you're underexposed. So if you look at this, you're on auto mode.
Yeah.
So you see this? When you're on auto mode, you can still force it to be brighter. This is where the exposure compensation knob is.
Okay.
0 means you said, hey, let the camera decide. So if you put it to negative, you're going to force it to be darker. So this is where you put it on steroid. Plus, look at the photo. If you can tell it's dark, that means you are 2 stop dark. This is 1 stop. This is 2 stop. Try that now.
A lot brighter?
Right, but you had so much of space, you didn't look at the background. The car just went past,
Oh.
right? See how the car distracted your shot between this shot? So let the car park and then try another one. You're a little bit too loose. Okay, try that again. Ah, good, good. Exposure is a little bit too bright. Hey, look. Every time you see 3 of something, that's a photo opportunity. So you see 3 men in an almost empty kopitiam, right? Put in a rule of third. So do this, hold my camera. See what I do? I'm gonna go low angle, squat down, kneel down. So you're a little bit too bright. I notice you changed to aperture priority. So when you do that, when you're too bright, you just have to turn this exposure compensation dial back to 0 negative. So since you're on mirrorless, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna tap on them. So always get into a habit of tapping the screen and then still tap it down halfway, wait for the right moment. So this guy here suddenly appears out of nowhere. It's obstructive. So it's breaking the balance. We wanna have humans only on one side. So one more time and quickly, done. So here's the timing you got to do. You got to make sure that no car cuts between you. Nobody comes out suddenly. So photography is not about what exactly you see. It's the moment of you waiting for the right time. See, if you do this wrongly, you're going to get the car coming in. See that? That's really disrupting the shot. Your turn.
Right.
Right. And what I want you to do is go over the other angle and take a shot, see what you get. So you got 2 shots to do.
Sure.
And you see this guy just park his car there? I'm gonna get him to move back the car a little bit. It's breaking your balance. That's what I like about photography. It's an international language. You just point the camera there and you can tell people what to do. You got it?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, you got that shot now. So go over that side. You see, when you move your camera to them, you notice they become brighter.
Yeah.
That's what the camera does. When you point your camera to somewhere that's really bright, it becomes darker.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is go up to them and lock focus there. Okay. See, when you lock focus and you lock exposure too, they're 2 different things. See, where I point my camera, if I point my camera to somewhere really dark, it would just become brighter.
Yep.
All right? So you see, pressing this will make the camera wake up and show you the actual exposure. So there's a difference between focusing and getting your exposure. So when I go there, I just need to tap. I don't need to hold it down. That is to get exposure correct. Some of the viewers write to me saying that, hey, where do I focus if I want to have my exposure there, but I want to focus there? This is a trick. Go to where you want to get the correct exposure. Tap on this. It becomes bright, right? And once you've done that, if you hold on it, it's going to lock there. But you can't shoot here. You want to have that space. Lock your exposure here. Lock your focus here. Move it this way and take that shot. So you got this? Right. You see this? You can actually do a silhouette. So you go up to the sky. Right? I'm waiting for him to turn back to me. There you go. So it's a little bit like a silhouette now.
Yeah.
You got it? So it's a teacup that is quite an interesting thing too.
Oh,
you got it?
Yes.
Right? So when you focus on something small and closer to you, the background's gonna appear blurred.
Yeah.
So I want you to take this a few different ways. See this? Right? So that's the problem when you're shooting aperture priority mode, because you realize that you can't exactly make the camera brighter or darker the way that you want it to be. So you see what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change this to manual mode. All right? I'm gonna fix my ISO, not at auto, but at about 400. Fix it at 5.6, one at a time. You see this dial? I can actually now adjust and make him how bright, how dark I want him to be. Now you know why we're shooting manual mode. Because we can now adjust exactly what
we can do.
Yeah, so you see this? I can make him silhouette anytime I want now. So I can just turn until how bright or how dark I like him to be. So you see that? This is a beautiful shot.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but then you notice that his cup and his face is actually blocked by the background having so much of pattern. So you go down a little bit. Look at it. See that? See how beautiful that is? So sometimes when it comes to street photography, it's just blending into the background, not disturbing your subject. Wait for the right moment. There you go. So sometimes it's taking too long, and being a journalist with a magazine and all that, we don't have whole day. So let me show you what I do. 靚仔 uncle 啊，你飲一啖茶啊，好靚啊！頭先你飲嘅嗰啖，哎呀，多一次你，哎呀。See, that's cajoling a shot. Yeah. Then you show him, right? That's what people love about photography. You know what? I've never seen this back alley so clean. Come. This is nothing, all right? This is like a walk in the park. Check this out.
Used to be so crowded.
So
here.
crowded and so I wouldn't exactly call it dirty. It's like it was like a back alley. But now this is like heritage sport. This is like
Wait, hang on a minute. Do you mean that you can actually influence the shot in street photography?
well, there are two types of photographers that you can inspire to be. The first type where you're patiently sitting there waiting for the uncle so that he can drink the tea, but that may take half an hour to an hour. Like I say, he could be there since morning and he's talking more than he drinks. Or you can be the other type of photographer that is very street savvy, you talk to people, you kind of influence the shot. And there's no shame to it because you got to make a living, you have time schedule. So when I was a journalist shooting for magazine, I've got deadlines. I've got to have like how many shots to take and then be back with the editing team by what time. So sometimes we don't create the shot. I don't, but there are some photographers who create the shot and get into trouble. But what I do is I influence the shot by saying that, hey, why not you do this? And then take that shot quickly. As long as you do it quickly, you don't spend money, hire people to do it, that's pretty much okay. You know what, I want to walk this. I just realized that almost all the stores here are closed. They were selling clothes, they were selling watches, they were selling all these bags, they were all closed. And because of that, I think that's why we have so many cars passing here. You see this little meter here? It's telling you it's too dark, so keep on going that way. So the meter is that, you see that? Right. Yeah, there you go. Right, so it's kind of easy. So see this guy coming in?
Yeah.
Hang on, the moment he comes in, you take that shot. No, go. There you go. You got it? So he's got a mask, he's on rule of thirds, he's walking past an empty patrolling street. She's shooting full manual mode now and turning the shutter speed until the exposure looks good. Okay, were you driving in April?
April, no, I didn't drive for March, April and May, I didn't drive.
So you didn't drive because your wife won't allow you or the government won't allow you?
Both of them.
Both of them. Great, you got an intelligent wife. So actually, if during the peak of the lockdown in April, am I allowed to take a Grab car actually?
Yeah.
I can, but only one person.
Two.
So you and another two passengers. Really?
Yeah.
So the risk is kind of high, isn't it?
Yeah.
Viewers, I'd like to hear your comment whether in your country, during the peak of its lockdown, are you able to hail a Grab and go to another city without the police hauling your ass into the lockup and jail? I'd like to hear your comment. Let me know how is it like the lockdown in your country. I've never seen Jalan Bukit Bintang quite so not jammed, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the lack of traffic in Jalan Bukit Bintang. And look at the lack of crowd. I can actually walk past here without getting myself killed, Alicia. This is like one of those rare times. The shops here are typically filled with people, mostly foreigners and tourists. But look at the number, how they are dwindled down. We would have at least lost 30% of the crowd here.
Not quite sure how to shoot the line.
Okay, so you see the thing is, you don't need to exactly shoot everybody's face. Because some people may not be comfortable with it. So you can do symbolic shot by just shooting their feet. You got it? So if you go down, just shoot the feet. Then it will be like less intrusive and more subject friendly. Let's try that. biggest dilemma post COVID-19, to touch or not to touch?
That's the question.
Okay, favor done. So don't touch me here, alright?
It's this guy.
Yeah, it's this. What fascinates me is this guy, but you focus on the leaves at the front. You see, what's ironic is that he's homeless, he's begging on the street, and he still has his mask on. So what you can do is go over this side, right? Zoom in, show how people ignore him, and then take a shot of him being on the golden points of number 2. This is golden point number 1, this is golden point number 2, so let's go over there. That's a very nice shot.
They're not so good.
Yeah, because you show the entirety of the subject, so this gives it a little bit of anonymous feel to it, that the taxi drivers are still hustling, trying to get customers. Let's go to Pavilion now. Well, you know what? Pavilion is still Pavilion
Always half empty.
and always half full. But I always wonder how KLCC looks like now, especially the park area.
Let's go.
Let's get. Hang on a minute. You know what I figured out? That we are not stopped from filming in Pavilion. Every time they see a camera and they see a camera crew, they get freaked out. Look at all the polices here. I reckon that the bosses say that economy might suck, so if you have photographers coming over, please don't give them a hard time, yeah? You see? This is the first time in the history of filming in Kuala Lumpur, we don't get our ass kicked in Pavilion. Can you zoom in and take a shot at that guy with the empty driveway? Make him darker a little bit, it's just too bright. Increase your shutter speed. Right. See? That's what happens. You're too slow, he walks away.
Oh.
So that's why I always tell photographer that you must be faster in composing, understand your exposure, and the only thing you need to worry about is your ISO or your shutter speed. In this case, you got an 800, just increase your shutter speed. Right, so it's coming again. Take that shot. There you go. You see that very sad solitude, underexposed.
Yeah.
Don't fall down, it's slippery. Oh boy.
Why is it raining again?
Why is it raining again? You need to ask. We are shooting YouTube and that's why it's raining. Did I not tell you in the last episode?
So now how? What do we do?
Wait, that's what we do. But you know what, instead of waiting, I want to ask you, how do you think, being out the whole day in Kuala Lumpur city now, how do you think COVID-19 and the pandemic lockdown has changed your city and your life? What have you learned from this 3 months of being at home, being strong, being resilient, beating the virus that no generations before you have done? What have you seen today?
This is my first time. After MCO, I came out and I can see all of us in public places, everybody is taking the safety measures seriously.
Yeah, I'm surprised that
Yes.
almost everybody got their mask on.
Yeah.
That really impressed me because Malaysians are really resistant to change. They go like, I'd rather die than wear the mask, right? So you notice one thing, during these 3 months, you don't actually hear your friends getting sick
Yes.
because everybody is wearing their mask.
Yes.
And everybody washes their hand more frequently. And I totally enjoy our tea break just now. They just come, take your temperature, write this, and then, you know, that was really cool.
I even had a friend had a nightmare of not getting himself sanitized and attacked by the virus in his
He's
dream.
probably watching this now and saying that, don't mention my name. So viewers, if you're watching this, it's important for you not to stay home, be afraid and say, hey, you know, economy is going to be bad. I'm going to save money. I'm not going to go out. You need to go out. Because there's one thing that I learned being a Malaysian. We have this term called #kita jaga kita, which means that we take care of ourselves. Which means that I've got to take care of you, make sure that your business stays afloat. And by doing that, your business stays afloat, her business stays afloat, I'm still able to do my work, we will all be able to recover, I reckon, in no more than 4 months. If you look at our YouTube subscribers, our premium courses viewers, you notice that they register course. They stay home, they learn, they take out their flash, they try it, they charge their battery and they try new things. You know why I say that? What did you learn today?
I learned
Photography!
Yes, wow. How to get blurry lights, how to go according to the rule of third, how to make a really nice photo with black and white, and how to do focusing. I can actually just shoot
It's
really
not that
with
difficult, right?
Yeah, you're not that difficult to shoot in manual mode. Of course, a lot more to learn. But I had a lot of fun today. Hope you enjoyed too.
You know what I want to find out?
Yeah?
This place is the most stringent and like no photographer, no photography park I've ever seen in my life. We've been lucky so far. We went to Pavilion, we could shoot photos and all that, shoot video too. Let's see whether we get kicked out from here. Teaching you photography with the DOP holding a very big gimbal and all that. Let's see whether we get kicked out. Please practice social distancing. Please don't sit here. Okay, look at this. I've never seen, what day is this today?
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. I've never seen this so quiet.
Is it Monday
But
or
then
Tuesday?
I hope that they open up tomorrow. Let's go to the park with the camera. Hey, let's go. What are you doing? What are you
See? New normal, new rubbish, human.
New normal, new rubbish. You know what I realized? The new normal is that back then, when I see rubbish like anything, I'll just pick it up and throw it away. Now, I dare not. I am asking myself, does that mask have COVID-19? Oh gosh, not so new, not so normal. Whoa! Look, like daytime. This is a rare sight. These 3 stairways here is always filled with tourists and people sitting from side to side. And this is a rare occasion where you see no one sitting there. I'm just wondering if you sit there, will the guards chase you away?
I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did. I learned that doing photography is not difficult at all, as long as you have the right teacher. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos, and I shall see you later.
Looks like we are almost beating COVID-19 now as more and more countries opening up with new cases numbers really declining. I want to thank you for staying home, being safe and learning a new skill, and also your support for our e-learning courses and our premium courses subscription. I've got a good news for you. We have just created an all-access membership to our website. For just $14 a month, you will have full access to all our e-learning titles and also our premium courses. I hope you subscribe to them, take opportunity of this. And here's the good news. If you are a premium courses subscriber, you can actually upgrade to an all access just by subscribing to this. I'll see you in the next episode and thank you. Yichong, look at that. Look at that clip. You think we had the biggest one? You are wrong. Now I can't put it back. This is crazy. You know, every time I see this product ad, I can't help but to put caption to it. She's gonna go like, mask? What mask? I'm not gonna wear a mask.